Hey everyone, I am so excited to be here today to show you guys a wig from a seller that I have not reviewed before. This is Carrie by Uniwigs. And so this is super fun. All right, so Uniwigs is an online retailer that has both cosplay wigs as well as everyday realistic synthetic wigs and also human hair wigs. They have also toppers. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what I know about Uniwigs. But first of all, I do want to tell you guys that Uniwigs sent me this wig for review. So they had actually reached out to me on Instagram to ask if I would be willing to do a review for them. And I said, of course, because I know they're a legitimate retailer. And it took a few months to kind of nail down what they were going to send me, and so they decided to send me Carrie in the color Almond Frost. And let me just verify that this is, I think she looks rooted. Yeah, so this one is Almond Frost rooted. So I normally wouldn't wear blonde wigs, and so I just want to kind of let you know that I didn't get to choose the color. They just sent me the color they wanted. And I'm tripping over my words. So let's just talk a little bit about Uniwigs. Okay, first of all, here's the box lid. So she comes in packaged beautifully. I believe she does come from overseas. Now I can't remember if that was true or not. I know sometimes they ship from China. I don't know if they always do, and now I can't remember. I think it did come from overseas, so it took a few weeks for her to get to me. But this is the box. Very, very, just a nice box. Comes really nicely packaged. Inside the box, they do include two wig caps, mesh wig caps, a light colored and a dark colored. They also include a comb, two combs. So if you wanted to add a comb in the front and a comb in the back, you sure could, to help with securing the wig. And they also send this little pamphlet that tells you how to care for the wigs, what their return exchange policy is. It's got a little table of contents. What do I want to make, what if I want to make a return or exchange? What are some tips for wearing? How do I style? Can I heat, color, bleach the hair? Can I swim in the hair? Oh my gosh. How often should I wash? What should I know before washing? I mean, they give you a lot of options. They also give you points for ordering as well as points for reviewing. So that is how she came. Carrie is so pretty. I know she's also super long. I'm getting on my tiptoes and I still can barely get in the frame to show you how long she is. Let me get back here for you. I'm up on my tiptoes trying to show this to you. So she is pretty straight. She's got maybe a hint of wave here and there, but for the most part, she's straight. She's just not stick straight. She also is a basic cap. Now, I know that Carrie, I just looked up online, comes with a lace front version. So they didn't send me the lace front version, they just sent me the basic cap. I'm curious about the lace front version though, and maybe they'd be willing to send me that one and I can compare the two. We'll see. That might be asking a lot. I'm grateful to have just been given one wig to review. But let me just tell you what I learned about Carrie. So this wig retails for $158. That is an unbelievable price for what you get. I will tell you. The hair feels amazing. Soft, silky, but not overly silky so that it doesn't feel fake. It just feels so good. It doesn't have any kind of bells and whistles for the cap features, but the way she lays, unless you want to style her up like this, I really don't think you need that lace front. You cannot tell. I have her like this, and so you can see she's not flat to the face, and I can't tell. In the mirror, I can't tell. So Honestly, I think you would only need a lace front if you're like me, which I do like to do, you know, you wanted to pull her off and style her, then maybe you'd need the lace front. But just to wear her as she comes, like this, you don't need one. And she lays beautifully. I don't feel the need to take any steam to her or anything. She lays just beautifully. She does also have quite a bit of permatease. There's a big poofy pillow of permatease right here. I can totally feel it, and I can see it a little bit. So let me show you that right in there. This is the parting area, and you can kind of see a little bit of the frizzy, wiry hair. Now, that said, the fact that she has a root will help disguise that permatease, because darker rooting on lighter hair always, for whatever reason, on the wigs I've tried that have that, it does help some. Another thing you can do is you just work with that permatease. The more you kind of get in there with a wide tooth comb and you loosen those fibers off the permatease, the less you'll be able to see it, especially if you can get a little bit of body into the hair around it. It will just disguise that permatease. And permatease does settle over time, which is another thing to keep in mind. If you get a wig, this is gonna settle the more I wear her and the more I play with her, if I wash her. So I do wanna just tell you there's some visible permatease here. It isn't extreme, and I think it's manageable. So for those of you who just absolutely are appalled when permatease is visible, you need to know that it is a little visible on this one. For a lot of wig sisters though, especially those with wig wearing experience, this is not a thing. It's really not for those of us who can manage it. I truly love this wig. I don't wear long wigs, so that's my, one of my struggles with, I have two main struggles with this one. She's blonde and she's super long. I don't have a struggle with the basic cap on this one. I don't have the struggle without a lace front. And I'm one of those that typically says I need at least a lace front. I can sometimes manage without a lace front if I have a mono part, depending on the style. But I'm rarely a huge fan of basic cap wigs. I love this one. I think she's beautiful. You know what she kind of reminds me of? Angelica by Noriko. I have an Angelica. I have not reviewed it yet. I really need to do that. The thing I like about this one better than that Angelica, I think Angelica has a ton more hair. This one has a lot of hair. Don't get me wrong. But I think Angelica has even more, at least the one I have. But she reminds me a lot of Angelica by Noriko. I know there are quite a few reviews out there on this wig, so if you are curious about Carrie, I would go search around YouTube for other reviews, because I know there are reviews. Let me tell you some specs, which I don't normally do, but I think a lot of my followers might not have heard of Uniwigs, so I think it can be helpful for you to hear some specs. So first of all, Almond Frost, the color, is considered an ash blonde highlight with dark beige blonde. That's what it said online when I looked it up. And here the color code, well, it says Almond Frost, and then next to it, it says AL1R. So I'm wondering if this rooting is supposed to be a 1, because that's black. It's just interesting. It is a dark root, but I have had wigs with super dark roots before when the rest of it was kind of light, and it looked so unnatural. This really doesn't, and I think it might be because they do have some blonde interspersed through that rooting. So it's not just like this solid root and then the blonde starts. So I do think that's helping with that rooting. Let me just talk a little bit about the cap for you guys. Like I said, she is a basic cap. There are no bells and whistles, and she has a lot of permatease. So she does have adjustable straps. I will say she fits me a little large, and when I try to tighten these straps, they don't stay. So if you are going to need to cinch in those straps at all to hold it tighter on your head, you may need to put a little stitch in there wherever you land so that it doesn't loosen. I've never done that before. I've been told it's super easy. I can sew buttons on. That's about all I can do. But I think if I can sew buttons on, I could probably put a stitch in here. She does have, they're not velvet or soft ear tabs, but she does have ear tabs, and she has quite a bit of hair sewn into the ear tabs, which disguises those ear tabs. She doesn't have, oh, she does have an extended nape, and the front is just basic, and there's all that permatease. Otherwise, she's just wefted. It says here that she weighs 6.7 ounces, and I believe it. She's quite a lot of hair. So this is a, you know, high density, full head of hair. Like I said, she reminds me of Angelica. I should have thought about that before I did this review, because I could have pulled her out. So I'll probably end up doing a follow-up, because I still need to review Angelica. So maybe I'll do a follow-up and I'll show you guys Angelica and this one together so that you can see. She is tuckable, so the coverage is really excellent. I mean, you can really not see my bio hair here at all. If I go like this, just barely, which is good because I'm a brunette and this is blonde. But even if you could see it a little bit, you know, you've got this rooting, and so that's gonna make you, if your hair's a little darker, it's gonna help you to disguise that. She is tuckable, but those ear tabs do sit really low. So when that happens to me and I wanna tuck, I usually tuck and then I pull the ear tab back down into place. So this one is, you know, just takes a little bit of navigating to tuck her, but she still can be tucked. I think for glasses wearers, this may be a little bit of a challenge because those ear tabs, at least on me, sit so low. You might have a little bit of a struggle with glasses. I wear sunglasses anytime I'm outside, and I'll be able to wear sunglasses with this one. It's just if I had to have sunglasses on for a few hours, I might start to feel the pinch in here. Because these ear tabs are closed, there's nothing for you to stick the frames through. The fringe is 5.5, so she does have a little bit of a side swept bang, which I really like. I am a fan of a little bit of layering in the front. I just think it's really flattering for most face shapes. And this bang lays to the side beautifully, just beautifully. So that's 5.5 inches. The crown is 16 inches. The top is 17 inches. I don't know what that means. Usually the crown and the top are the same measurement. Sides are 10.5. The nape is 15. That's why I'm saying she is so long. I mean, this is just long, 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 long. So if you really like long hair, you can really get long. This is long. I also think, you know, that you'll be able to pull her back. The other thing I love about a little bit of layering in the front is it really helps with styling. Because you want to hide the cap, you want to hide the ear tabs, you want to hide the transition from a wig to your head, you know, all of those things, it can be really beneficial to have hair that sort of cascades down in the front. I have Ellen Villa Arrow, which I struggle with. And the issue I have is if I want to pull Arrow up, she doesn't have that layering. So I really struggle with it looking not natural. Whereas this one, you know, I just pulled it back in a ponytail. I do a little bit more adjusting, but it just looks a lot more natural when you've got that. I didn't do a good job of putting her in a ponytail. I would do a lot better job if I were actually going to wear her. But I just wanted to see. Oh, and then you've got my bio hair stick in here. Again, I didn't do a good job, but you can see. You can put her in a ponytail. You can put her in a messy bun, I'm sure. You can put her in a half up, half down. I mean, with all this hair and with some really nice layering, you're gonna have a lot of styling options with Carrie. And then you've got a good price point. So now I'm getting distracted if I said it or not. So I'm sorry if this is a repeat, but the basic cap is $158. The lace front is $199. So it's not that much more to get a lace front, but for the price, this is a really good price. And I know they offer sales sometimes, so you could probably even get her cheaper than that. Like I said in the beginning, Uniwigs, I think they've been around for quite a long time. They have they have multiple sections, I think, of their website, but They do sell cosplay wigs. This comes from their La Vivid section of their website. So the La Vivid section is more of the kind of wigs that I think a lot of my followers look for. These are more like the Noricos and the Renee Paris and the Estetica and the John Renault. You know, it's your higher end, everyday, like hair replacement kind of wigs, not cosplay. So if you go to their website, you're probably going to see some of their cosplay stuff on that front page. Don't be discouraged. Find the La Vivid section, and that's where they have some of these kind of styles. I did purchase from Uniwigs when I first started my journey. I purchased what ended up being a cosplay wig. I didn't know that. It was kind of ridiculous. I ended up donating it to Goodwill for a costume wig. It just did not work for me. And that was before I discovered that they had that La Vivid section. I also ordered a human hair topper from them within the first few weeks of my wig journey. Beautiful, beautiful human hair topper. I just wound up not being able to wear toppers, so I did sell it to a wig sister, and this was before I even started doing videos. So I don't have any videos of that topper, but they also have human hair toppers. I think I can't remember how much I paid for that one. I want to say it was right around $200. I mean, I think they've got some reasonably priced human hair as well. So there you go, you guys. This has been Carrie by Uniwigs. Uniwigs is a legitimate place to buy wigs, and so I would add that to your list of places as you're, you know, looking for styles that might be a good fit for you. I give Carrie 2 thumbs up. I do. I love how she feels. I love how she looks. I think she looks very realistic. Some of you might find this blonde a little shiny. I don't. I have a real high tolerance for things like shine, knotting on lace fronts. It's just, you know, we're all different that way, but you can tame that shine down with just a little dry shampoo. I would wear her just like this with no dry shampoo. All right, guys, let me know if you have questions. Thanks for watching. I'll get outside and get you an outside look. Hey guys, this is a really tough day to do outside looks because it's really bright, really windy, but I'm going to show you this Almond Frost R out here in outside light. I had to go to my front yard. I usually do these in my backyard, but there's so much sun and there's no leaves left on the trees. So let me just try to we'll get into some sunlight. Almond Frost is a very, very pretty blonde. I would say it's a warm blonde, although I saw some descriptions that said it had ash in it. It doesn't look ashy to me at all. Maybe out here, I don't know. Has a root. There you can see the root. Such a pretty color. If you are a blonde and you like warm blondes, Almond Frost. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope this was helpful.